Good morning, Kitchen Witches. Today is Tuesday, June 23rd, and this is your tarot and menu inspiration for the day. I'm Chef Lisa, editor and chief of A Chef's Grimoire magazine, and we're going to pull one card, and that's going to give us all our inspiration for the day. So let's shuffle and see what that card is. What is the card of the day for a lovely Tuesday, the 23rd of June? All right. Here we go. Yeah. The Two of Cups. Two of Cups. So cups is a minor arcana. Cups are our emotions, right? So how we feel, and obviously the ebbs and flows of all of the feelings we feel within the day are represented by the suit of cups, which is water, the element of water. Now, with every minor arcana, major arcana rules it, except, because yesterday we had the Queen of Swords, I believe, except the court cards. So if you're new to tarot, know that the court cards are, yes, they're within the minor arcana, but they're independent families that live within that arcana. And they are not ruled by any major arcana. Instead, the families rule the element themselves, right? So aces are also elemental within the minor arcana, but are ruled by the magician because they're numbered 1. But the court cards don't have numbers. They just are families that reside within the minor arcana. They're not numbered, they're named. So they have no major representation, right? They're their own thing. So in knowing that, we're going back to the Two of Cups, which is ruled by a major arcana because it's numbered 2. And who is number 2 within the major arcana but the High Priestess? So High Priestess energy is within this card. Know that. It helps in figuring out what this card means. Now, as depicted by Pamela Coleman Smith in this Rader White Smith version of the tarot cards, we have 2 people that are exchanging golden goblets or cups, and there is a symbol in between that is unbeknownst to them. It's just one of those things that isn't talked about, but it's there within any relationship. And this symbol that we can see with our eyes is called a caduceus of Hermes. And it was an ancient symbol for exchanging wares, more like commerce, exchanging commerce. So it's almost like a stamp of approval for everyone that's doing this transaction is on the up and up, is honest, and doing it out of a conscious, yes, of their mind, but also their morality of their soul. So it's a clean transaction. And interesting that it's depicted between these 2 people. So that gives us a clue as to what this card is about. Now, cups are emotions, but when we have 2, we have 2 people, right, that are pictured here. So 2 is usually a couple. And with the commerce being between them, it's more than likely it's a platonic relationship, more so than, say, we had the Lovers card, which is more passion and fire and, more sexual drive. Yes. So this is not void of it. it's still a relationship, and it could definitely be an emotional one, but it's more on a platonic plane, which means it could be a coworker, it could be, family that's not directly your husband, wife, or significant other. But it's a relationship that's built on a heartful, meaningful plane to you and to them equally. So, so going back to what this card would mean, say, for the day, is observe your relationships. Observe the relationships you have, maybe, yes, with your significant other, fantastic if you have one, but if not, your working relationships, your relationship with even your pets, right? I mean, that's a platonic relationship that both parties are consumed with a wonderful, joyous emotions of being part of. So that would count. But, even if you see somebody you haven't seen in a long time, and that relationship was always very trusting, and you knew you can count on that person, even if you didn't see them for 5 years, you knew you can call them, they would be there for you. That's what we're talking about here. And so this card is representative of all of your platonic and relationships that you've built out of a heartfelt place. So we're going to bring that and notice them throughout the day, or think about them. Maybe you think about that friend that, yes, you haven't called in 5 years, but you still have their number. Maybe you give them a call today just to say hello, just to say, I'm still here, are you still there, and how you doing, and do you need anything? That's where this card comes into play. Yes. So it's nourishing those relationships that are heartfelt to you. Yes. Bringing that into the kitchen, we are thinking about meetings of the heart. So meals that make your heart happy, but bring everything together. So everybody loves these meals, right? So there's meetings of the heart. And I'm thinking for breakfast, we can start with a crumb muffin. Yes, simple, easy to do, easy to buy at the coffee shop. So it's Tuesday, maybe you don't have a lot of time to spend in the kitchen in the morning. So go to your favorite coffee shop and get yourself one of their crumb muffins, any flavor. Right about now, you probably see some fruit, like a blueberry crumb muffin, or, if they're really on the, do some things a little differently, there'll be, banana crumb muffin or chocolate crumb muffin. But the thing is the crumb topping, because everybody loves it. Muffin is a muffin, but when you put crumb topping on it, oh my gosh, then it's like everybody loves it. So my way of doing crumb toppings is I use a wet crumb versus a dry crumb with cold butter mixed into it. And the reason I like a wet crumb, and it's easy enough to do, it's the same ingredients as any crumb topping. So you're gonna have your flour. If you wanna add a little oats into it, terrific. Brown sugar and butter, yes, and a little salt, crumb topping. So traditionally, or how most crumb toppings are made, is you do it almost like a pie dough, where all your ingredients are in the bowl, and then you take your cold butter and you massage it into the crumb, and you kind of make it to where it's coating the dry ingredients, but there's still some dry patches, right, where it's not crumb, it's more just flour and oats. And then you put that over the batter before it goes in the oven, right, to a cake or a muffin. A wet crumb, the difference is that you melt your butter on the stovetop, and then you pour it over everything. And everything, there's no dry bits, everything is encased in the butter. And then when you can actually form it into nice big clumps that then you put on top of the batter. And it will cook like a cookie, right? It's basically a cookie. And it's going to set in large crumb instead of ones that are more loose. Do you know what I'm saying? So the crumb you get at a bakery versus the one you get at home, the difference is it's usually, and I would assume, not a baker, I don't own a bakery, but I would assume that they do a wet crumb, which gives you that really good meaty crumbs, which I love. Okay, breakfast, done. Moving on, we are moving on to lunch. So I'm thinking a cheese and charcuterie. And the reason I'm thinking this is because it's fun to put together if you're going to do it on your own. And it's fun to put together with people, right? So people that you have a mutually understanding relationship with. So it could be a coworker. It could be, your children or your in-laws or whatever's going on a Tuesday at home and you're making this, bring them into the mix. But cheese and charcuterie, so you cut up your cheese, you lay it beautifully on any kind of decorative vessel, and then sky's the limit. Charcuterie, yes, so you're gonna form your little rivers of salami and put that through. The prosciutto, yes, put that on. Make sure that you put your little dipping sauces around or anything after that. Grapes, traditionally used, yes. Strawberries, blueberries, nuts, dried fruit, you name it. Put it on and serve it with either crackers or a baguette. And it's a delightful lunch that everybody can pick and choose what they want and have meaningful conversation while you're enjoying your meal. Cheese and charcuterie. Yes, lunch done. For dinner, again, something you can do with your loved ones, and that's making ravioli. So you make your pasta dough, and an egg pasta dough would be better for rolling through the machine, or you can hand roll it with a rolling pin. Nothing wrong with that. You just want to get it very thin, the dough. And then you can fill it with whatever you want. At this time of year, you can do a spinach ricotta. Yes, that's easy enough to do. Ricotta, mozzarella, parmesan, an egg, sea salt, and blanched, very dry spinach that's put throughout, and put a little bit inside the long lengths of your pasta dough. Top it with another long length of pasta dough, and then cut them into raviolis. Delicious. Boil them up. Dinner. Done. And you could serve them very simply. Serve them with like a butter, lemon, and parsley sauce. Really good. So that is the meal inspiration for the day. A homemade ravioli for dinner that everybody's going to enjoy, and everybody can help you make it, which is even better, right? The burden isn't only on you. Your co-workers, and that could be anybody, will chip in and help you, because that's what the Two of Cups is all about. You don't do it alone. You do it with help, and somebody that has the same ideals as you. So with that, nourish yourself and nourish all around you, your loved ones, your co-workers, your significant others, all the people that you would want on the other side of the exchanging gold cups, with all of your kitchen magic. I'll see you tomorrow.